Welcome back, gun enthusiasts of YouTube. It's your regular Joe Justin here on one of the few gun channels on YouTube that is filmed by a Joe for the Joes and Joettes. And today, what I've got for you is my take on a shit hits the fan WROL situation without rule of law, self-defense, whatever you may find. This is my take on rifle and the needs of the not so much, what you can skimp on, what you need to spend more on. Take it or leave it, whatever, you know. This is just my unbiased opinion on it and why I've gone this route. So first off, rifle itself, most reliable rifles, most rifle brands that are well known are going to produce a very decent quality rifle that is going to suit most survival situation needs and for the most part pretty hard use. Manufacturing processes for a lot of these bigger named companies are going to produce a very good rifle. You're going to see a lot of people throwing in their 2 cents on that. Like I said, you know, find what you want, do the research on it, and then go from there. This rifle I chose to build myself. I put a whole bunch of stuff. I can really go over this rifle in a different video if there's enough interest. But as of right now, I'm just going to show you the parts of it that I believe people should definitely, this would kind of give you an idea of if you want to build your own or what you want to stick on your rifle once you get it. First off, I'm going to talk about optics. The rifle is important. That's what gets your deterrence, it's your lifeline. Probably it's the most important part of the rifle because it is the rifle. But your optic, I believe, is just as equally important in that type of situation, for the main fact that that's how you're gonna use this rifle precisely and get your round where it needs to land, whether it be for hunting, to get yourself some sustenance, or to defend your life, whatever the situation may be. I'm going to recommend a couple different optics. The Aimpoint makes a very reliable optic, and if you actually look on Daniel Defense's website, they have a torture test for their rifles that features an Aimpoint on it, and it keeps functioning even after the lenses have been busted. So very good optic. The Trijicon ACOG has proven itself on the battlefield for many years. Our United States Marine Corps uses this rifle, and many Marines will attest to their durability and functionality. It's a good mid-range optic. It's with a fixed 4 power. This like I said, they're very how do I say it, well built, manufactured, but you also do pay that price. It's they're very pricey, sitting anywhere from $1,200 to $2,000 new. So this one, as you can see on this rifle, I'm very redundant, and I think any survival rifle should have a redundant targeting system, multiple ways to get your bullet where it needs to land. Put it on target. I obviously have the ACOG as one, as the main primary optic. Then the RMR, the Trijicon RMR, which is a red dot, is sitting on top. That's what I would be using for close quarters type situations. And then even on the ACOG itself, there is backup iron sights. Obviously, they're not going to be very precise, but they're going to give you a very rough targeting area, which in a pinch, when everything else fails, that'll work. Also, if I were to remove this ACOG, I do have backup iron sights that flip up, and they are a must on any firearm. You need to have backup iron sights, whether your targeting system would be an EOTech or an Aimpoint or whatever it may be. You need to have backup sights on a rifle that is meant to preserve life, to protect your family, protect your own life, whatnot. You need to have backup iron sights. That's a must. And if you think you don't need them, well then, I guess that's your choice. Now some things that now that's the main thing. I would get your rifle, get your ammunition, practice with your rifle before you spend a whole shit ton of money on other fun accessories and whatnot. Those are the main three things you need. You need your rifle, you need your ammunition to practice, and to have some, you know, a decent storage of to defend yourself. And you need to have a good optic on top of that rifle with backup sights. So those are the main three things. After you get past that point, then you can start talking functionality and usefulness. I try to keep my rifles as basic as possible for simplicity's sake. A lot of people are going to look at this and say, "Oh, that's not basic." Well, in comparison to some people's rifles, I think this is basic. Couple things you can skimp on. You don't necessarily need the Magpul bad lever. It makes reloading a little bit more efficient in my point of view. I don't have to take my fire control hand off the grip here in order to lock the bolt to the rear or whatnot. I can actually use my trigger finger to release the bolt. So I feel like it makes me more efficient. You don't need you can use your stock AR trigger. You don't need to put a crazy trigger in there. It's just going to be just as reliable as any other trigger. I use it to I put a aftermarket trigger in just to increase my accuracy. Now you can use the stock grip and the stock buttstock. They're gonna do you just fine in most situations. I elected to put the Magpul UBR stock just for the pure fact that it's rock solid once it extends out. You might as well have an A2 stock on there. Very well built. A little bit heavy though. Sits around, I believe, 1 pound or 2 pounds. But it does balance the rifle out well. And then I've got a Magpul MOE stock on there. Or not stock, excuse me, grip. Obviously, you know, it's solely up to you whether or not you think P-mags or USGI mags are for you. I use P-mags and USGI mags. I haven't found a reliability issue there. I elected to put a Troy Industries rail on because Troy makes very well-made AR accessories. It's very light, and the finish and whatnot is very good. It fits my needs perfectly. I elected not to go with a full quad rail, for one, to cut down on weight, and two, so that I can get my hand around the rail better and I can grip more of the foregrip. I simply put this forward grip on here to ease. It's more natural for my hand to grip that grip. Now I believe, and this is my sole belief, that when you're purchasing an AR, after you get those three basics, you need to put a flashlight on there, for the one simple fact that you need it for target identification at night, to find your way through a dark building if the power is out, you know, whatever the need may be. But the main one is to identify your target at night. It's just, I think it's a must. You don't want to be shooting the wrong person, so definitely have a flashlight on your self-defense rifle. I think it's a must, and you should not skimp on it. I'm actually upgrading this now that I have the capability to do so. That will come in a later video, and I will talk more about it once it gets here. But so those, like I said, after you get the three basics, then you can expand on your rifle. And like I said, if you guys want a more in-depth video on this, you know, leave a comment below. I can go into more of the specifics of the rifle, what I use for barrel lengths, whatnot. And like I said, you know, keep in mind this is just my humble opinion and sharing information with you. So get out there, build your rifle, practice with your rifle, be very comfortable with your rifle, so that when the time comes, if the time comes, you're ready to use it and ready to defend yourself and your family, whatever the case may be. Thanks for watching. For Joseph, bye Joe, and you guys have a good rest of your day.